The law of attraction states that negative energies attract negative energies, and positive energies attract positive energies. But this is pertaining to events in your life, in the idea that what you put out positively will come back to you in a positive way. It's in the response about others that will respond to your positive actions of kindness or friendship, or your donations and charity and your generosity. These will be experienced back to you in a positive way, just as stealing or hurting others or trying to harm others will come back to you in a negative way. You'll have somebody fighting against you, or you'll have someone who is going to call the cops and then you'll be in jail. These events, these types of experiences will be attracted to you by what you put out. But also understand that the negative energies in this universe are also attracted to those of a positive energy, because they are seeking healing themselves. The mechanic of how a magnet works breaks down to the atomic level. Around the nucleus of the atoms are electrons, and electrons and protons are attracted to one another. Protons give positive charge to electrons. And so when you think about it, there is always this electrical charge that we are looking for in our life. So those that have a negative energy feel down about themselves, or it's you yourself in a negative state of vibration, you will seek out things that are of a positive nature, either unconsciously or consciously, because it is about balancing and reaching an equilibrium within yourself once again, so that you can feel more aligned to your true self. True self is always at a state of balance. And so if you're in a positive state for too long and you have nothing negative in your life, you might seek out drama, or you might seek out those that have negative vibrations within themselves in order to help them, to heal them, to increase their positive charge. And it goes for those that carry a negative vibration within themselves. They're going to seek out positive charges that they don't have. We're always seeking for a nice balance within ourselves. We act like magnets. We attract things that we most need for our spiritual development and growth. We are in our lifetimes in order to experience spiritual development that will move us through the spiral creation of energy and understand our true self and our true nature. In each lifetime, we get closer and closer until one day we completely have all the answers, and we know. We will attract positive things to us as we are in our positive states of vibration. We will attract negative things to us as we are in our negative states of vibration. But be aware that because the law of polarity and the way that magnets work and the way that we seek out our own balance within ourselves, we will also attract the opposites to us as well. So if you are in a state of positivity, don't believe that you will only be able to attract or observe the world in positive ways, but you will also observe the world in negative ways. You will see and attract negative energy to you as well, seeking out for its healing, seeking out for its light and the truth of its nature. And you will be a positive charge to those that are in the negative states if you are in a positive vibration. And this goes for our own selves. When we're feeling down and in negative states of vibration, we will seek out the positive. And if we are in the positive, we will seek out negative and try to have more experiences that will reach to our balance. Good people can be taken advantage of in this world. We are never always good, but those that represent purity and innocence, they will also attract those that represent the opposite of them. It is also because we are trying to heal one another. We are trying to reach a state of equilibrium within each other because we come from a prime source of oneness. And so we are all sharing this same field of energy. And so there's this exchange so that we can help balance one another. And this all leads to our spiritual development and our spiritual understanding of our true nature. The law of perpetual transformation of energy is a law that states that nothing is permanent in this world, that everything will eventually fade away and be transformed into something new. We know that with our loved ones, as well as everything in this material world eventually goes away, and either you lose it or it completely disappears, it completely fades away. So it is about understanding this impermanence nature of the universe, and that everything transforms. Einstein was very right in his idea that energy is neither created nor destroyed. You, yourself, as immortal energy, are neither created nor destroyed, and you will be transformed as everything else in this universe is. Energy is always recycled and transformed into something new. All events, timelines, and states of perceived matter in this universe has the capability to be transformed into something new. There is nothing permanent, no situation, no event, no state of being is impermanence. You always can see that there will be a transformation coming. There is always change on the horizon. There is nothing permanent because both the material as well as the consciousness world exist in a state of impermanence. It is constantly changing, just like this universe. Higher positive vibrations have the ability, the power to transform things that are of a lower vibration. This goes for people in your life as well as in yourself. You always have the power to transform everything. Being aware of this state of impermanence and understanding how the law of transformation works. Nothing is permanent in this world, and there are those that want to live forever and ever, but the only thing that is immortal is your consciousness. And nothing that you put your consciousness in, such as a robot body or anything, will stay forever, because one day this planet will be gone, as all other planets in this universe are destroyed, and something else comes forward new. You are constantly in a state of transformation. Just be aware of that. Understanding the state of impermanence makes you not hold on to the world so strongly, but you can enjoy the present time, enjoy everything that enters into your life, understanding that it will one day not be here. But that makes it really beautiful and special, allowing things to always be transformed, and nothing is permanent. Nothing is stuck in the state that it is currently. It always has the capability of transformation into something new. The only thing that is permanent is your consciousness. You as a creator being, you exist. The spirit world can be different in the idea there's no space and time boundaries, so things can be experienced differently there. But this physical universe and your state of consciousness that you exist in is always constantly transforming, always changing, always growing. You are the caterpillar changing into the butterfly. Everything transforms. Nothing is really created. Everything is just is. And nothing is really truly destroyed, but is only transformed into something new in this universe and in the states of consciousness that you are in. But if you want to create something long-lasting in this world, then touch people's hearts and minds and live on as a legend or myth and stories. Things like this can be passed down. Art that you create, everything can have a lasting impression, but nothing is permanent. But you have the ability, you have the creative power within you in each lifetime to touch next lifetimes with your ideas and your inventions, and it will be passed forward into the next existence of other souls after you are long gone from this world. So think about that with everything you create, everything you write, everything you make, everything that you draw, everything that you put out there into the world. It may be something that lasts for only a few days or a few weeks, or it might be something that inspires many and touches their heart, that it will last for a much longer time. Also, naturally, we know that evil does not stay permanently evil, and good does not stay permanently good. It is about being aware of where you are heading in your own personal transformation, where you are going. Each choice that you make each day will determine the path that you walk down. And so you can have hope to know those that do evil will one day be transformed into something good. Those that do good, they can fall. Good can fall, and evil can be raised. Nothing is permanent. Everything has a position of choice and of capability to transform. The way the evil can be transformed is by employing positive vibrations within and changing and altering your life for good. The way that good can transform and can fall from its place is by leaving the path of wisdom and by destroying something or hurting something and leaving that path that you were on. You can actually fall from a place of higher vibrations. So understand this in the nature of others. Evil does not stay permanently bad, and good does not stay permanently good. It is about your choices that you make every day, and it is about your journey that you walk on that determine your path. The law of relativity suggests that everything is relative to the subject that is perceiving the event. No matter how good or bad you may perceive something to be in your life, there is always worse or better situation out there. The grass is always greener to the other side. Knowing this, we can be humbled and live in a state of gratitude and understand our position of what we perceive and experience with no judgment, no comparison to others, and to understand how everything is relative. You will only receive the tests and the obstacles and the life challenges that are relative to you, that are unique to your soul and needed for your special soul development and growth. Nobody else has that experience, and that is a beautiful thing. And if you can take that with all of the lessons that you learn and all of the hard times that you go through, then you can appreciate every single day, no matter how hard it is to get by. Empathy starts off with opening up this perspective of relativity and understanding how other people have different experiences than you. To see others' relative perspective will allow you to have no judgment and to appreciate what you have without comparison, without jealousy, without envy, and without comparing and contrasting one's experience to another. The universe has no favorites, no chosen people. Nobody has worse bad luck over another. It is about what you attract into your life and how you design your life. There's nobody who gets a free pass on spiritual development. You only receive the events in your life that you can handle, that are there for your spiritual growth and development, and they are unique to you. They are unique to your soul as part of a consciousness block of the prime source that you represent. You can create from this place a happier life full of no judgment and appreciating and respecting everything that you go through, and also appreciating and respecting everything that another goes through without comparing and contrasting your own experiences, but just simply living them and doing the best that you can. The next law is the law of polarity. The law of polarity suggests that everything has an opposite vibration and frequency to it. So you will have light and dark, hot and cold. You'll have the opposite so that we can know one another's traits. It's a point of reference, really, so that we can understand what each trait and quality exists within the object that we are watching or viewing, such as in people or in places or events. We have polar opposites. We have evil in this world so we can know the good. We have good in the world so that we can know the evil. And it all lies on a continuum or a spectrum within the universe. And when you are in a state of oneness, or you're closer to your understanding of your creator self, you can love all things that exist on the spectrum. And you can work to help minimize that space between the spectrum. So if you have something over here on love and you have something over here on hate and fear, you actually can shorten that distance through friendship, companionship, understanding, empathy, and really looking at the similarities that you contain. Because even though one person might be on one spectrum and another on another here, you're still going to have similarities that pull you to closer to each other. So it's about recognizing the similarities that you share. But understanding that even though in this lifetime you may align yourself positively, you may want to do positive in this world, you are going to experience things of a very negative nature because you are coming up against who you are and who you have become. It is a measurement for your spiritual development, and that goes for those that have negative energy and have done negative things in this world. They are going to be put up against things of positive energies so that they can have a mirror to themselves and understand who they are and their traits and their qualities. And really, the opposite spectrums belong in the same universe, belong to the same prime source. So the negative spectrum is always seeking out things from the positive, and the positive spectrum is always seeking out things from the negative. And you learn that in the idea of the law of attraction, that we will attract things that we need for our spiritual development and our balancing within ourselves to end duality, to end the separation between the poles. So, like magnets work, opposites attract. And so that's why you may attract certain people into your life, not always of like nature, but also of opposite nature as well. The law of polarity always suggests that within an experience, you will also be aware of the opposite experience as well, or the opposite type of personality or person as well, because it is about having a reference point and knowing what it is that you're observing and identifying with that, depending on what you choose. But true wisdom comes from a choice of having full knowledge of what each choice compromises within itself. So you must know the evil for a long time in order to make decisions about the good. It is about your choices of where you lie on the spectrum, but understand that they are still in the same prime source. We can actually suppress certain types of qualities within ourselves by understanding what lies on the opposite spectrum. And we can also transform things by understanding the qualities and the traits that lie on the opposite spectrum. Because when we are up against understanding what pure evil is, we can now understand what is pure goodness. So we understand each quality of object more by seeing its opposite. And that's why the sun needs the moon, the light needs the dark. We need each other. They exist on the same spectrum to know one another, to know the true self. But your experiences will be different depending on what side of the spectrum that you lie on. So it is about your personal choice of where you want to be on the spectrum, but understand that you will always come up against your opposite in this life, and the opposites do exist in order to know the self more, in order to know what it is that you are observing more and understand its qualities and traits that exist within. Each side helps each other know one another more and experience itself in a far more profound, deeper way. That's why both sides are needed in this world. You cannot have the good without the evil, and you certainly can't have the evil without the good. Opposites exist in our experiences to experience one another. The light lets us know what is worked on, what is aware, what is present, what is seen by us. And the dark allows us to know what is hidden, what is not there, what we can't see. And so when we enter into a room, it may be dark and we may not want to be in that room because we can't see anything. So we light a candle, but understand that the light and the darkness, they work together to know the true self, to understand the nature of reality of the universe. Understand that at a place of creative power, you have the power to transform the darkness into the light by lighting a candle, simply. And how do you light a candle? You put a positive charge into the darkness, into the parts of yourself. And so this is a way how to transform one side of the spectrum to another, is by giving it its certain charge. Negative energy takes from positive, and positive gives to negative. Negative energies will seek out the positive in order to take from it. This is why a lot of times things that are bad happen to good people, because a lot of times negative people are looking for the good that exists in others, and they're looking and searching for their own type of healing and also a type of power. And the positive is looking to charge the negative and looking to give light to the darkness. So they work together to know one another. And you can appreciate both sides. You can love both sides equally, but understand where each one comes from and what type of experiences lie on those spectrums of polarity. You can reach a state of balance of polarity within yourself by recognizing the darker nature within you or the potentials that you have, as well as the light side within you. You can actually have both sides within you, being aware of what side you choose to be on. As a loving creator being, this allows you to understand darkness more and what darkness actually seeks, so that you can be a true light on earth if that is what you would like to give more to this world. When we focus on the distance between the polar spectrums, that's when we only see our separation and our differences. And this is when arguing happens from one side of the spectrum and on the other. Political, ethical, all these types of ways that we argue as souls. But if you're aware of the similarities, you're aware of the spectrum there already, and you're aware that you exist in the same universe as one another and you come from the same prime source, you just represent the polar opposite sides, that's when you can start having friendship and true deep soul connection. And the positive has the power to transform the negative and balance it out. And each will work together to reach compromise and peace. This can be seen both inside of you as well as outside of you in your world and how you connect with others. The law of rhythm suggests that everything vibrates and moves to a certain rhythm that's unique to you. You march to the beat of your own drum. These rhythms in the universe establish seasons, cycles, stages of development, and patterns through our world. Each cycle reflects the regularity of the universe. Masters or creators of their own reality know how to rise above the negative parts of a cycle by never getting too excited or allowing negative things to penetrate their consciousness. They know that everything has a certain rhythm to it and a downbeat as well as an upbeat next. If you need a reminder of rhythm, patterns of sound in this universe, then listen to your own heartbeat. Listen to the rise and the fall of your heart, and also listen to the sound of the waves hitting the shore on the ocean. You'll start to feel this rhythm. And when you get into a rhythm, you get into a pattern within yourself. And when you get into a pattern within yourself, you'll know what's coming, you'll be prepared, and you can create from this place of rhythm, dancing to your own beat that you create. As a creator, find your own rhythm and dance and flow and beat of your own vibrations. You will create music and magic for others to see as you dance without fear, following your own beat. The last law of the universe is the law of gender. This law suggests that gender manifests in all things as masculine and feminine forms. The law of gender is collectively created energies that we will observe as being feminine or masculine, knowing how to recognize certain things from these traits and qualities. The law of gender is collectively created energetic archetypes that manifest in animals and humans as their sex. This law decrees that everything in immaterial or spiritual form is both male and female, or has the potential of having both male and female aspects to itself. Both are regarded spiritually as equal to one another. The divine masculine and the divine feminine are completely equal in terms of spiritual importance and power. How you manifest in this physical world depends on how you decide to express yourself as a creator being and to experience a certain life that you have designed in order to reach your state of spiritual development. Souls are a unique blend of both masculine and feminine energies and traits, And we are like snowflakes. There is not one person or one soul in this world that has the same amount of feminine and masculine qualities and traits. And this is what makes you a unique mix. Both are equally recognized in the universe as having equal importance. They were designed to move together in a dance of opposites and creation. Souls or consciousness that enters the body are first without gender until they take on a physical form and then make a conscious decision to experience a certain life path and self-expression. All souls are naturally a mix of both divine masculine and feminine qualities observed in nature. Souls are able to self-express themselves in regard to any way as a creator being with the laws of cause and effect in emotion, so determining how you decide to express yourself as a feminine or masculine will have an effect on your life. Being aware of both your masculine and feminine qualities and traits within yourself will give you more access to personal power. The universe will support you as you are moving in flow with the universe itself, which is ultimately us. And when you learn the value of self-love from this place, you can accept both the masculine and the feminine qualities and traits within yourself. You can learn how to love the amount of X's and Y chromosomes that you were uniquely born with. It makes you you and will lead you to have a very unique life path and experience that you need for your own spiritual development and growth. So I hope that you enjoyed this. These are the universal laws that you can find in both the occult as well as passed down through spiritual messages. They have been part of this world for a long time, and many people have known about them, and they've been passed down through initiates. But this is really the science that we observe and how it relates to ourselves on an immaterial level as well. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I really, truly mean this. I just want this university to be a place where you can graduate into the next stage of your existence on Earth. Find the true power within yourself to create whatever you want and understand that you are not a victim. You are truly in control of your own life, and together we can create beautiful things and truly liberate the human spirit as well.